Hello everyone, welcome to Astral Luck. So today's video is little unique, but first of all I want to thank you for everyone who watched my previous video on Saturn and Sun aspects, and I promise that I would definitely continue that series Saturn with other planets, and some of you have asked me to share my thoughts about Rahu and Ketu and its aspects and other things. And I promise that I will work on those videos immediately after I finish the Saturn series. But this one is a little different and unique video. I need to give you little context, little background, and then I'll move on to what I wanted to say. So the title of the video is Parallels Between the Creator and the Saturn. So creator as in Brahma, and Saturn you all know, and in Vedic astrology it's the Shani Maharaj. So what I was watching a video on Swati Nakshatra by Pi Team, and this was made for KRS Astrology channel, but most interestingly, I admire the Pi Team a lot, so I try to follow a lot of their work. And in that conversation, there was a lady called Eve G, and Eve G is like, I've seen her in a lot of Pi Team conversations, and she always brings around the alternative perspective to look at things, and she always ignites the thought process in my mind. So I admire her a lot for that role that she plays in the conversations of Pi Team, and I really look forward to more videos, because there are so many videos out there where she has contributed. I don't know how many of them are already posted out there. Each time I discover one video, I just look forward to watching that. So in this particular video, she brings out parallels between Saturn and Brahma, and she also, with lot of caution, she never says that they were same without giving all those cautions that are required, because we don't know, and she also mentions that. But then she made me think, what are the common factors between Brahma and Saturn? And as we know that the Vedas, the four Vedas, that as we know right now, were compiled by Ved Vyas at a very important juncture in time, where it was claimed that a lot of knowledge was being lost in the past because of the knowledge was transmitted from one generation to another in the form of verbal communication, and because of the river Saraswati drying up, the civilization moving in different directions. Mostly they say that the civilization moved from Saraswati to Ganga, but again, that's not important. But in the whole process, we saw that a lot of knowledge was being lost, and that's when Ved Vyas compiled the existing knowledge. And the important point that I feel here is the importance of knowing the fact that he compiled the existing knowledge that survived, and a lot of knowledge didn't survive till Ved Vyas decided to compile everything. So it might be possible that we don't know a lot of things which in terms of knowledge, which we'll have to rediscover through our own meditation and contemplation, and we never will know, or maybe we will know, we don't know. But it might be possible that the creator and Saturn were the same or not, we don't know. But then here is my thoughts about the creator. On your screen you see the creator on your left side in the red background, Brahma, seated on a lotus flower, and Saturn on the right side seated on a crow with the dark blue background. I actually chose these backgrounds because I thought these were like the creator has to come from a source of light, of energy, and I somehow connect red with energy, and then the Saturn is always termed as the dark force. So already I see the present literature, which is again at least 1500 years old, differentiate the creator and Saturn to a very large extent, showing one seated on the lotus flower and one on crow representing the Pitrus, the ancestors also. So if I see this on a symbolical level, I see that Brahma, I somehow feel that Brahma is taking the form of Saturn to control a lot of things. First of all, Brahma is the creator. He created the whole universe as we see, and Saturn is the one who delivers karmic justice and controls everything. So Brahma is taking the role of Saturn in terms of ensuring that the things are functioning properly, and I would come on a later stage in this video to explain why I say so. But then what I'm seeing here is that the creator and the Saturn could be same, but it would be the creator taking the role of Saturn, transforming himself to become Saturn. Because if you see the journey of the nakshatras, Brahma rules the Rohini Nakshatra, which is the fourth nakshatra, and right opposite to it is the Anuradha Nakshatra, which is ruled by Saturn in Vinchotri Dashas, and also it is ruled by Mitra Aditya. So Rohini is ruled by Moon in Vimshotri Dasha, and the opposite is ruled by Saturn, and Brahma being under the influence of Moon in the Rohini Nakshatra is a creative energy, and it's someone who can create something which is very beautiful, something which is very inspiring, something which is done beautifully. And it's always said about Rohini Nakshatra that people who have some planets in Rohini Nakshatra or some maybe ascendant, especially if the ascendant is in Rohini Nakshatra, these people can read in between the lines. These people are special people who would understand and interpret everything that was not told to them. They can take care of everything. They're that intelligent. And if somewhere some planet falls in Rohini Nakshatra, like Sun is in Rohini Nakshatra, then the native would have a special relationship with his father, and he would understand everything that his father would expect from this native about his expectations. And the native would possibly be an overachiever to fulfill all the expectations of his father, and father would be a happy person because the son or the daughter has been doing everything perfectly fine, even without asking them to do so. They understand everything and they do exactly the way it's required to be done. And then on the other hand, what we see here is that we have Saturn sitting on a crow. So symbolically, what I'm seeing here is that the Saturn is also controlling our Pitrus. Who created our Pitrus? That is the first question that I would ask. Who created all of us? Who created our ancestors? It's the Brahma. So Brahma is the ultimate authority who can control all of us and who can also control our Pitrus, who were living at one time, our ancestors who were living at one time, and then they moved on. They finished their life here and they moved on. So, but then the Pitrus are said to be the energies who still want to come back, fulfill their desires, and they want to continue living here and continue to move in the journey of life. But who controls them? Who gives them that detachment? Who gives them that inspiration that it's not required to live on this frequency all the time? There are better, higher frequencies. You should aspire to go there. Don't influence your generations, don't influence their lives, but move on. So Brahma is possibly taking that role here to actually inspire us to have some kind of detachment while we are living in this frequency on this earth plane, and then to move on. But most importantly, moving on to the Anuradha Nakshatra, where Saturn actually rules with the deity Mitra Aditya. Mitra Aditya is a form of sun which rules the sign of I don't remember the sign, so I would not even go there and claim which sign Mitra rules. Maybe I would put it on the video somewhere if I remember while editing, but still, yeah. But coming back to Mitra Aditya, and here Mitra literally stands for friend, and friend means that strong bonding. So, and Anuradha Nakshatra has this flavor of creating extraordinary bhakti for the god, extraordinary bonding with the god, blind faith, and worship. If you see Saint Mira had this undoubted faith, blind faith in. If you are an atheist, you would say it was blind faith, but I would not say that it was blind faith, but I would definitely say that it was her faith towards Lord Krishna, that he would take care of her all the time. Even if you talk about Bhakt Prahlad, he had undoubted faith on Lord Vishnu, and he always thought that Lord Vishnu would take care of him. So Mitra Aditya actually enables that kind of bonding there. But then what is the role of Saturn here? Because if you see the opposite side, where Brahma rules in with moon, the Rohini Nakshatra, there it happens that a lot of time people with natives with that nakshatra get very rude in with time, because they don't receive the kind of respect they are supposed to receive, because they understand a lot of things and they can create a lot of things. They are so creative, they are so supreme in their knowledge, but they don't get the respect for what they can possibly achieve. Then they are usually very angry with the rest of the environment, and they get into a kind of mode that I would not do anything to help others. And sometimes that is very detrimental, that is very bad, and it almost creates a kind of situation where these people become very strong rebels, and they also get into the negative side, and they try to create more problems with the advanced level of knowledge that they have. So Rohini creates that thing. And then talking about Brahma actually was so much in love with his own creation that he just was so obsessed with that creation to a certain level that people were feeling very bad, and he reached to a point with his obsession that people stopped respecting him, and he had no other value for other people, and he also had to go through a transformation. If you go on the story of the nakshatras, we see Adhra Nakshatra where Rudra rules, and Rudra actually had to cut off one of the heads of Brahma. So we see 4 heads of Brahma on this image, but there was a 5th head which Rudra had to actually cut that head to remind Brahma that he has a role to play. He cannot get obsessed with his own creation, and he cannot get so deeply engrossed in his own creation to use his own creation for his own benefit. He has created something, he has to give it to others to use it. It's for others, not for himself. The knowledge or the creation that he has created. Whereas when we move back to Anuradha Nakshatra, here it's reminding of us in a symbolic way that we are an instrument of the higher power, and Saturn is trying to connect us to the higher power by letting go of all the superficial needs and being total in surrender with the universe in a complete detached way from the existence here. So somewhere I feel that it's the journey or the transformation of Brahma to Saturn. Again, this is my reflection on what Eve G had said on that platform, on that video, and it made me think, where are the connections and how can they be similar? We definitely, she doesn't know, definitely I do not know, and we can only meditate on this and bring the conversation forward. So I thought that if I would share this thought here and let the conversation going, maybe someone who has already thought about this would give a new dimension, because I know what I'm talking is very superficial. It's just scratching above the surface. It's not very deep. It's not very path breaking or anything. But then they also say that if you have some kind of thoughts, you should share it with others. Either others will correct you, or either others will validate you, or you can collaborate with others to explore it further. It has to go in either of these ways. So that's where I thought that my role here is to meditate upon some intriguing comments by fellow astrologers or senior astrologers who share their knowledge through YouTube and other mechanisms, books and other things. And if I can connect with some statements and meditate upon that statement, and if I have some reflection, I should share it. Maybe the original, maybe Eve G would watch this video. I don't expect her to watch any of my videos because they're not worth at that level, but then definitely I expect that some of you would watch and reach to a level where you would have some important comments from me to improve myself and learn on this journey. So hoping that I'll get some constructive feedback on this video from fellow astrologers. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, bye bye and namaste. Have a blessed day and a very happy Navratri.